There's so much we have to cover, but I want to make sure that I ask you about the concept behind this book that should be coming out this coming November, I think, Consider the Turkey.
Right. It's actually coming out in late October. And the reason for it is related to the time it's coming out, of course. Americans eat about 46 million turkeys for Thanksgiving alone. They eat, obviously, year-round, they eat a lot more than that. Pretty much all of these turkeys, in numerical terms, all of these turkeys are factory farm turkeys. Okay, now that's not literally true. There are some small producers of free-range turkeys, but numerically it's insignificant. So factory farm turkeys are specially bred to have very large breasts because people want more turkey breast. So large breasts that they actually can't mate. It's physically impossible for this is the standard breed of turkey, which is called the broad-breasted white. It's white-feathered, broad-breasted turkey. They can't mate, so all of these turkeys are the result of artificial insemination, which means that there are people whose job it is all day to grab male turkeys, masturbate them, and collect the semen, and usually other people whose job it is all day to grab the female turkey, sort of flip her upside down, open her up, a procedure that she really, tries to get out of. She hates it. It's happened to her because the same breeding birds are used over and over again, and squirt some semen into the turkey. And that just sets the standard for the treatment of turkeys all through their lives. And they're always inside. They're extremely crowded. Their bodies are somewhat misshapen and misformed because they grow so fast. They've been bred to put on an enormous amount of weight in a short time. So they suffer from a lot of foot and leg problems. Their immature feet and legs can't really support their weight. The processes by which they're rounded up and taken to slaughter and killed are really bad. And finally, on top of all that, now we have avian flu, this bird flu, as it's called, which is affecting both chickens and turkeys in factory farms. And when you get some bird flu in a factory farm, even if you just have a few birds in a farm that might hold hundreds of thousands or even a million turkeys, you have to kill all of those birds according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And then the next question is, how do you kill them? Well, you don't want to transport them to slaughter because that might spread the bird flu. There are ways that you could kill them humanely. You could fill the sheds, you could close off the ventilation and fill the sheds with nitrogen gas. That is what is done in some of these cases in some places in Europe. And nitrogen gas basically makes the birds fall asleep. It's fairly quickly. It's a relatively, not perfect, but it's a relatively painless death. But that is not used in the United States, I think, really because it costs more, it's as blunt as that. So what is done is the ventilation is turned off. All the vents are closed, and if there are leaky cracks, they're stuffed up. And heat is brought into the building. You bring in heaters that blow hot air into the building. And after maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, the building temperature reaches something like 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and the birds die of heat stroke. And that is happening to millions of birds, actually tens of millions of chickens and many millions of turkeys all the time. Whenever there is another outbreak of bird flu, which has been endemic in the United States for the last couple of years. I think it's completely indefensible. And if you're eating turkeys, you're in a way accepting that when bird flu strikes turkeys, this is how they're going to be killed.
That is disgusting. I'm glad that I asked, and I'm glad that you wrote this, and I'm definitely going to have to reevaluate my poultry consumption.
Yeah, I think if you have Thanksgiving and you use turkey, then think about that. As I say, it's possible to buy heritage breeds, free-range birds, where this doesn't happen. But it's pretty rare. Obviously they're going to be more expensive. That's why the dominant bird is factory farmed.